Welcome to the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. The demand for Rolexes has reached new heights and now outpaces supply. But given the skyrocketing costs and lengthy wait lists for popular models, you might be wondering why Rolex does not just boost its productivity. After all, most luxury watch companies have that as their goal too. The curiosities and speculations were put to an end when Rolex revealed its future steps for the company before the end of this year. Rolex, the Swiss watchmaker with the highest revenue, is reportedly close to finalizing a plan to construct a fourth production site, increasing capacity to more than 1 million watches annually. The demand for desirable timepieces has significantly increased in the pre-owned market in recent years, driven by the growth of social media and e-commerce platforms that enthusiastically promote luxury watches. It's fascinating to see the landscape of the luxury watch industry right now compared to how it has been over the recent years. The expansion of manufacturing and production sites for these luxury watches, like what Rolex is planning ahead in the next few years, tells a positive hint of more success in the industry. We now see how quickly things have changed. An economic downturn and the frequent severe COVID-19 lockdowns have considerably undermined domestic consumer confidence after the surge in revenue shopping in late 2020. And now, after the height of the pandemic, we can see how Rolex are expecting prices to rise over a certain period of time in the near future, and so they have put this plan into action. In this video brought to you by the luxury world, we will be looking at how Rolex is bullish about its future in the luxury watch industry. If you still have not subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to do it now so you can stay updated on our future videos. According to reports, Rolex purchased 100 square meters of land in Buell, West Switzerland with the intention of constructing a facility that can boost the production process and will give more opportunities for job and employment. Over 1,076,391 square feet, or around 100 square meters, make up the proposed site, almost 25 acres. Not just in the luxury watch market, but globally, it's by far the biggest watch manufacturer, and the Rolex name is one of the most recognizable in the world. The facility's ultimate size might be enormous, and construction could begin as early as next year. And if everything goes according to plan, preliminary speculation indicates that 2,000 additional employees will be generated. According to a report published on November 22, 2022 by swissinfo.ch, which cited RTS as its source, Rolex may close on the 2 parcels of land it needs to build a new manufacturing facility before the end of this year. According to RTS, the new facility might be finished by the year 2029. Because it has no direct investors, Rolex, which is owned by the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, is renowned for making long-term judgments. Rolex's announcement of its official certified pre-owned program recently is noteworthy because even though it's not the first watch brand to do so, the move is likely to have an impact on the entire industry due to the company's status as a top brand performer. Currently, Rolex operates 4 main centers in Switzerland. Its administrative headquarters and manufacturing operation are located in Geneva. Next, its Rolex's case and bracelet making plant is in Geneva's expansive industrial municipality, which is colloquially referred to as Plan Les Watches, because of the concentration of watch companies and offices there. In contrast to its competitors, Rolex begins by alloying its own gold. For instance, the rose gold used in Rolex's patented Averrose will not lose its vibrancy over time. It's the factory that produces watch cases and bracelets which is located in Plan Les Watches. While on the other hand, the site in Schöneborgan oversees manufacturing dials, gemset bezels, Sarochrome bezels, and bezel inserts. In-house dial construction is done at Rolex's Schöneborg plant. Most dials start out as brass plates. For example, this is where the women's 31mm watches with bell-shaped dials can also be used with bars. The Schöneborg facility offers a bewildering selection of methods that can provide various dial finishes. Lastly, the site in Bienne is the operation center of operations to produce watch movements that come to life. The movements are created at the Rolex factory in Bienne. Here, you will be amazed to see the distribution of sheets and bars of brass material that will be made into incredibly small, complicated components for the watch. or to imagine that once these components are brought to life, many of them will be in continual motion for all of the recorded time. You can hear the constant industrial bustle of stamping and grind through the Bien complex. In case you might also be wondering how a Rolex watch takes time to produce, one Rolex watch, according to an advertisement, takes a year to produce. Even though it seems absurd, what you just heard is true. Of course, Rolex might expedite this for some models, if necessary, but each watch needs so many components and almost everything is produced internally using raw materials. Their production sites played a significant role to make it work out. Once every component of a Rolex watch is finished, it's primarily hand-assembled. Since each applied hour marker is manually set, a laborious process, it's inevitable that each component takes an exceedingly long time. Of course, there are also challenging assessments and quality control to pass for the actual production. What makes Rolex special is that at each of these locations, you will discover a previously unheard of fusion of human artistry and highly futuristic technology. Rolex is reputed to have obtained almost $8 billion in wholesale in their sales revenue in the year 2021, as reported in the annual Morgan Stanley Bulletin. This is because of its actual crown-shaped emblem, which is sometimes referred to as the crown, or as a metaphor for its dominant market-leading position in the luxury watch brand market. According to the estimate, which corresponds to almost 25% of the market share for the whole Swiss watch industry, Rolex definitely requires more production capability and has the funding and support of the local government to make this project a realistic and feasible one. Rolex always conveys stability and maturity. The business sticks to its tested and proven procedures and always chooses to keep improving rather than going for novel and unconventional ideas. It appears that all of those things are happening now with Rolex popularity at historical highs and supply remains incapable of meeting demand. The most well-known luxury watch brand in the world is without a doubt Rolex. Even if you have never heard of Patek Philippe, Breitling, Omega, or even those brands combined, you will certainly hear more of Rolex everywhere. Rolex's production sites are behind the brand's success. The exceptionally outstanding quality of the product that Rolex has sustained over the course of its many decades of operation is the foundation of its accomplishment. Rolex timepieces are dependable, strong, and accurate timepieces. It takes a certain kind of skill to maintain consistently decent quality when producing estimated 750,000 pieces per year. Rolex focuses on what it does best while continuously improving the details. Both the movements and the case fit this description and brand reputation in the market. Furthermore, the style plays a role in a watch's ability to be worn frequently. The Rolex's circular design aids in both its exceptional legibility and water resistance. Over time, Rolex collections that are already in existence are maintained and enhanced thanks to their production process. Hans Wilsdorf, who founded Rolex, was a marketing prodigy. At a period when consumer allegiance was to the dealer, not to the manufacturer, he made sure that this name was printed on the dial and chose a name that was simple to say in many different languages. This was unusual at the time, and now the fruit of his labor bears success. We now see how Rolex is up to the expansion, together with their plans to enter the second-hand market. This proves how Rolex continues to strive for its brand's excellence. No information has been provided regarding what Rolex plans to do with its Buell facility. Although any increased capacity that results in an increase in the supply of fully completed watches will be a pleasant change for authorized retailers and their clients, who have been experiencing a demand that has been significantly greater than the supply for both the past 2 years. This news is significantly a piece of good news because it means that Rolex is really taking a step to increase their production, which will surely change the waiting list scenario in the future. All these developments will guarantee that Rolex is brief about providing excellency and modesty in their brand. We still have to wait for further announcements about the changes, but one thing is for sure, Rolex is very certain about its future. What are your thoughts about the future plans of Rolex in its manufacturing process? How might this project alter Rolex's ability to produce watches? And how could it affect Rolex's capacity to make watches? We are excited to hear your thoughts about it. If you liked this video, we will be glad if you let us know that too in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow us too and give us a thumbs up. Once again, this is the luxury world, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next video.